In late 2010, Mr. Dewani's wedding photos were splashed across UK newspapers, and video taken in Britain of the Bristol-based businessman as he became increasingly ill from an acute stress disorder broadcast around the world. A murdered bride and a husband named as a suspect grabbed the UK's attention.
They've labelled it the honeymoon murder. And it's kind of got this catchy tag that everyone's interested in.
What followed, though, was a lengthy legal battle. His lawyers appealed and halted extradition on medical grounds for over 3 years. At each stage of the appeal process, Anni's family, the Hindochas, would fly to the UK. But the story was reduced to just a few paragraphs in some broadsheets.
I think at the start it was a very big story, especially with the hearings being in London and everyone following them quite closely. But as it drew on and as the appeals process went on and on, I think the local UK media started to lose interest simply because there were other stories to be covered.
One of those watched closely in Britain was the Oscar Pistorius trial, which shone a spotlight on the South African justice system and its differences to the UK's.
South Africa is not the only territory around the world that doesn't have a jury. It's not necessarily an unfair trial simply because there is no jury. The examination of the evidence is balanced so that it's fairly examined in favour of the defence as well as the prosecution.
Almost 4 years since Anni's murder, and British interest in this case has indeed faded. But while the trial may not be as closely watched here in the UK as it is in South Africa, the British public will still want to know what went on in that taxi in Cape Town and whether Shrien Dewani had anything to do with it. Natalie Powell, London.